My grandfather, Andrew Coffey, was known across the whole barony as a quiet, decent man. And if he knew the people, he also knew the land, every hill and hollow, bog and pasture, covert and field. So you can imagine his surprise one March evening when he found himself in a part of the domain he could not recognize at all. His horse stumbled among roots where no trees should be, and sank into bog holes where no water had ever been. Then came the rain, pelting down through every clearing, and a cold wind tearing through the branches. Just as Andrew was near to despair, he saw a light glimmering in the distance. Drawing closer, he found a cabin he swore had never stood there before. He tied his horse outside and stepped in. A brushwood fire blazed on the hearth, and by it stood a stout chair, as if it were waiting for him. Grateful for warmth, he sat, though all the while he wondered at the strangeness of it. Then he heard it. Andrew Coffey. Andrew Coffey. He leapt to his feet. The voice came from nowhere, no soul in the room, no horse outside. Andrew Coffey. Tell me a story. The voice was louder now, sharper, and altogether unsettling. Andrew stood dumbfounded. Andrew Coffey. Tell me a story, or it will be the worse for you. And with that, a cupboard door burst open. Out stepped a man in a towering rage, a heavy blackthorn stick in his hand. But it was not the stick that froze Andrew's blood. It was the man's face. For though he had been dead these many years, drowned at sea on a stormy night, Andrew knew him at once. It was Patrick Rooney. Without a thought, Andrew bolted into the storm, stumbling over stones and roots, branches lashing his face, rain drenching his coat. He ran until he struck against a great oak, where he sank down to catch his breath. But he was not alone. Heavy he is, the vagabond, steady now, will rest under the big tree yonder. Peering down from a low branch where he had pulled himself, Andrew saw 4 men carrying a long box. They set it beneath the oak, opened it, and drew out Patrick Rooney, pale as winter snow. They built a fire, raised for poles, and slung Patrick across them as if he were meat on a spit. He'll do well enough, one said, but who'll mind the fire whilst we're away? Patrick's lips moved. His voice was low but clear. Andrew Coffey. Andrew's heart thumped. You'd better come down, Andrew Coffey, Patrick said again. And so, trembling, he climbed down and took his place by the fire. The 4 men vanished into the night, leaving Andrew alone with the dead man. He turned the spit as best he could, though dread made him clumsy. Ah, but you're burning me. Patrick snapped. I beg your pardon, Andrew stammered. But might I ask you? If it's a crooked answer you want, Patrick growled, turn away, or it'll be the worse for you. Andrew dared say no more, yet his mind whirled. Had not everyone said Patrick was drowned long ago? How, then, did he sit here, turning him on a spit in the heart of a wood? Andrew Coffey. It's burning me, the R. Shaken, Andrew promised he would do better. But when Patrick grinned at him, teeth gleaming, eyes burning, Andrew shivered to his very bones. And when at last Patrick slid himself free from the spit and stepped toward him, Andrew could bear no more. He fled headlong into the dark. Every stone tripped him, every branch struck his face, every bramble tore his skin. Rain lashed down and the wind howled. Yet at last he saw another light. Staggering inside, he found himself once more before the same hearth, the same fire, the same chair, and the voice spoke again. Andrew Coffey, tell me a story. This time Andrew stood his ground. He was weary of fear, A story, is it? Well then, I'll tell you one. But if you can give me the meaning of it, I'd be obliged. And he told of all that had befallen him that night. The strange cabin, the dead man in the cupboard, the 4 men and the fire. He spoke until his voice grew faint, and at last he must have fallen asleep. For when he awoke, he was lying on the open hillside under the pale morning sky, his horse grazing quietly nearby. And that, friends, is the tale of Andrew Coffey, a tale best remembered by firelight, and best forgotten on a lonely road at night. If this story has set a shiver down your spine, carry it with you and share it with those who love a good ghostly yarn. There are many more such tales waiting in the dark, and I'll be here to tell them when next we meet. Until then, keep your lantern lit, your courage close, and beware the voice that calls your name when no one's there to answer.